The new game in the Mount & Blade series that is coming out soon is set in a very interesting time. It is set during the collapse of the Kalrad Empire, the nation that would give birth to all of your favorite civilizations in Warband. Bannerlord shows the first experimentation of other countries on the continent that are not a part of the Empire, and strongly references the fall of Rome. A very interesting part of the Bannerlord map is the nation that controls the west coast of Calradia, the Kingdom of Valandia. Valandia, by looks of it, is one of the strongest nations in Bannerlord, and with my predictions in my Fanlore video, it could be just that, but also face a lot of problems in the future which would not allow it to survive. In my Valandia predictions video, I talked about why I predicted Valandia would not survive the inevitable civil war between Rhodoks and Swadians. Yay, race war! Both of the nations that emerge out of the civil war are very interesting and unique in their own ways, leading to the vast amount of story and lore around them. The Swadians becoming arguably the most powerful nation since the Kalrad Empire to exist, and the Rhodoks who, oftentimes, get overlooked and put down. But today I have a prediction that the Kingdom of the Rhodoks went through an imperialistic state after independence from Swadia. I will use my own predictions as well as real lore from Warband. If you have your own ideas and lore that I might have missed, make sure to leave it in a comment down below. Also remember that these are just my predictions and might not all be true. The year is approximately 1200 AD. Swadian troops are camped in the mountains of the Rhodoks. The war is almost over, supply routes have been cut off for many of the Swadian troops, and General Grunwalder of the Rhodoks was winning victory after victory, becoming a very important and influential rebel commander. Grunwalder knew that the Swadians could not hold the war effort much longer, and decided to hit the remaining Swadian force hard, to send an unforgettable message of independence to the Swadian government. Grunwalder decided to hit the main base camp of the Rhodok located in the Rhodok territories. It was southeast of Jelkala, which was also recently besieged and liberated from the Swadians. The Swadian lords had been getting supply from this war camp, and it had to be destroyed. Swadian troops there, though, had very low morale and were fatigued and hungry, whereas with the Rhodok force, it was just the opposite. So, the Rhodok force carried out its attack on a cold winter night right after the Swadians had had supper. The victory was a great success for the Rhodoks and effectively ended the war, but at a large cost. General Grunwalder was found dead laying against a tree on the battlefield. His wounds were also strange, and some people thought it might have been suicide. A fort was later built on this site in remembrance of the great commander and rebellion later. So the war was won for the Rhodoks, who then set up a monarchical democracy where a new king was elected by the lords and counts and anyone of importance. Every nation that goes through a revolution goes through a cycle, where eventually that nation goes through an imperialistic state. We can see this with France, Russia, England, and even the United States. So it is my prediction that they followed suit with their brother Swadia, and tried to take some land. Most notably the cities of South Calradia, such as Kuyaz, Zionika, and Legata, and even later in a separate war against Swadia, the Rhodoks laid siege to Sunor, or modern-day Suno. And the nation saw some success at the start, but when you think of the great empires of Calradia, you never really think of the Rhodoks. After independence, the leaders of the Rhodok rebellion thought that they would elect the war general Grunwalder as their first king. His liberal and revolutionary ideas were greatly admired by the villagers and the people of the Rhodoks. But since he was found dead, his apprentice, who was born and raised a servant to a Swadian lord, was elected the first king of the Rhodoks. The apprentice did not believe diplomacy was a good way to go about things, and the lords soon realized that he may have not been a great choice. After the Swadian surrender, he still did not see the war over, and stressed to the lords that the kingdom of the Rhodoks and the Rhodok people have been pushed aside for too long, and it was time to show them otherwise. The young king led Rhodok armies south to Kuyaz and attacked the Aserai force, capturing the city, then moved to the north and captured Zionika and Legata. This push into West Calradia was one of the large reasons that caused its collapse. Though the victories were great, they did not last long, as the Aserai moved north and recaptured Kuyaz, which was very slimly defended, and began to push into the Rhodok mountains. Reckless as he was, the young king led his force to Sunor, where he tried to attack the Swadians while they were still weak. He effectively wanted to rebuild Valandia, but not run by Swadians, instead Rhodoks. The siege of Sunor would be his downfall, as he was assassinated in his sleep by his generals. The Rhodoks are not a nation of expansion and offense, but more an isolationist and defensive one. Swadians were easily able to raid quick and take territory due to their impressive cavalry. The Rhodoks were greatly lacking siege weapons and had no cavalry. This made it greatly inefficient for them to take land. The young king's assassination ended both the era that the Rome will remember the Rhodoks for, and for any expansion. A more true to the ideas of Grunwalder and the isolationists was elected king only 2 years after the young king had, and true Rhodok democracy reigned prosperously afterwards. Well guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been another Mountain Blade Bannerlord, actually / Warband Fanlore video. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe if you're new, and I will keep making these as long as you guys keep giving me positive feedback. Make sure to leave a comment telling me what you thought, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.